Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. I'm going to do a detailed review on this DeLonghi DCF212T 12 cup coffee pot. It is programmable. The display here is not backlit, and to set the time this is how you set the time with the clock button. You got to press it in and hold it, and the numbers scroll through. It's a little hard to set the time, but that's how you set it. And same with the timer. To brew a cup of coffee, you're just going to come up here and hit the on button one time, and that starts the process. And if you want to turn it into auto, hit it twice and you get a green light, and it'll start whatever time the timer is set. It has an aroma button. That's to brew the coffee a little bit longer. So this coffee maker looks really nice. It's kind of cheap though. It's kind of plastic. Now they sell this so it's based on so you don't have to move your coffee pot. So with this one handle you pull out, you can add your water and your coffee right here. So some coffee makers you got to add the water back here, and you don't have much of a shelf right there, but so that's what their claim to fame is on this. And that water is just directed into the water chamber back there. It does have a sight glass. And the coffee pot's in pretty good shape. It's got a nice burner on it. This area up here is so you can store cups. Turn them upside down, and not sure I'm going to use that. It does have an overfill, so if you do fill it up too high, it's going to come out the back. And it's got a nice cord storage. And the cord on it's relatively long. So we're going to brew a pot of coffee. Yours may have came with a reusable coffee filter. It just takes a standard paper coffee filter too. I like to use paper coffee filters. They're just easier to clean up. Now most coffee pots, this one included, say to use 1 tablespoon of coffee grounds per cup that you're going to brew. I'm going to brew 12 cups. And that's supposed to be about 3/4 of a cup of coffee. I like to use a half a cup. It seems to taste just right. We're going to pour coffee in. So this is a nice design. I do like that it comes out here, you know, away from the cabinet. Easier access. Let's see how the water pours. Okay, then we just push this in, make sure it like snaps. All right, we can see that our water is full. Put the coffee pot in. I do like the design of that coffee pot. It felt good. I'm simply going to come up here and hit the on button. That's going to start the brew process. I'm going to time it, and we'll do some temperature and taste test. So we're right about the 7-minute mark, and it's almost to the 7 cup. That's about standard, 1 cup per minute. It does have pause. So I can take this out while it's brewing and get a cup of coffee, and it will stop it. It's got that lever back there that stops a plunger. You may get a drip on the burner, and then when you pour your cup of coffee, then you can put it back. Okay, so that took about 12 minutes, and towards the end of the process, you do get some steam coming out the back of that vent. But we're going to do some pour test and do a temperature check. Let's check temperature. That's about right. About 165. And let's give it a taste test. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. It's a pretty good coffee pot. It's mainly for so you can pull it out. Let's take a look at the coffee grounds. Yeah, it did a pretty good job on the coffee grounds. So unfortunately, when you lose power, these things don't keep their time or the program very long. And this coffee maker is not the easiest to set the clock. So to set the clock, it does have a PM, but unfortunately, you got to just hold the set clock button, and the numbers will start going real fast, but you've got to go through all the numbers. One more button would have just had like an hour and a minute button, but you got to go through all the buttons. So the display does have an AM and a PM. It's not backlit. And then once you let up with the clock button, then it just displays the current time. Now, in order to turn this thing on in the morning, you got to hit the set timer button. And then you got to scroll through. So say we want to turn this on at 7 a.m. I got to do one more step though. It's going to revert back to time here. I've got to hit this on button, but I got to hit it again. And I got to do it really fast. So see, if I do it once and then again, it doesn't go up to the auto on. But if I go hit it really again twice really fast, that auto on green light is on. That's how I know that this thing will start during the program time. So that can be a little tricky. Because if you're slow about it, it doesn't do it. But if you do it fast, you can get the green light for auto on. Because when you want to brew a normal pot of coffee, you just come up here and hit it one time. And that starts the brew process right now. Now this does have an aroma button. It doesn't do anything until you turn it on. And what that does is it brews the coffee a little bit longer. It takes a little longer to brew it. So this coffee pot, the controls are not the easiest, but they do work. And okay, so we're done brewing the coffee. Let's do a cleanup. And you've got this little handle that you can take the filter basket out. And it's got that plunger in the bottom so it won't drip on you. And then I'll take this to the trash can and dump it out. So once you got the filter basket out, you can wipe that off with a rag. And then cleanup is a little different. I couldn't get the lid off. I know I've been trying, but I think I'll break those little tangs if I try to take it off. But you can wash it like this. It's a little hard to put in the dishwasher with the lid on, so you're going to have to figure out how to get that lid off. But it's got a nice wide opening, and there's the filter basket. And these are dishwasher safe top rack. Okay, so just to wrap up here, this coffee maker is okay. It's got a purpose, you know. It does get the so you can add the water. It's kind of a ways away from the coffee pot and put the coffee in. So that's probably the nicest feature of this. Setting the clock was not very nice. It does have an overall kind of cheap feel to it, but it did brew a nice cup of coffee. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.